I say we jump straight in, fellas. What do you guys think? You are now tuned in to Respect the Connect. I'm your host, Johnny James, and I'm back again with a few of my nearest and dearest. JJ Trav's in the building. What's cracking, Jay?
Bro, this fucking episode is popping.
This fucking episode is cracking. I agree with you, dog. Len Words is in the building. What's popping, Len Words?
It's popping like Redenbacher.
It's popping like Redenbacher. And as you guys can see, we're joined with a legendary guest. X to the motherfucking Z. Xzibit's in the building. Make some motherfucking noise. Let's go. Hey, it low-key kind of sound like drink champs up in this motherfucker. Hey, with no alcohol, dog. This is the consumption lounge version of that.
That's right.
X, my brother.
Hey man, good. Thank you for having me on.
Of course,
good to see you guys. Thank you. This is gonna be dope.
Yes.
I really just before you start, man. I really gotta say, I really respect the platform that you're building for yourself. You know. Coming from, actually living here and knowing the difficulty of being able to get out to the world and be authentically, representing Albuquerque. It's dope to see how you embrace it, how you've explained it, how you've defined it and brought a real intelligence to it. You know what I'm saying?
Bro. Thank you.
I really appreciate what you guys have done and keep going.
My brother.
Appreciate that.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, pod's over, dog. That's about it. That's all you guys gonna get right there. My brother, I can't thank you enough because, you of all people do understand that, dog. Like, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
They say if you can make it, in New York, make it anywhere. But if you can make it out of New Mexico, you can make it anywhere, dog. And to do it authentically, right? You got people. I don't want it to ever be like a caricature.
Right.
It has to be real.
Right.
It has to be represented in a way that the people that are really from here are like,
right.
oh yeah, no. We get it. We get it.
For sure.
Man, so thank you, dog.
Yeah, no worries.
Can't thank you enough,
No worries.
bro. So we'll start there then, my brother.
Okay, yeah.
So, my brother, where are you from, my dog? Let's start with where you were born, how you ended up in Burque. Let's get right there.
Let's not ignore the elephant in the room.
Nah, we point that bitch out.
No, let's jump on it back and ride that
Let's
bitch.
go, dog. Let's go.
Okay, so let me start here. I was born in Detroit.
Bet.
I was made in L.A., but I was raised in Albuquerque.
Oh.
Right?
I like that. That's it. I think people don't understand that, like, you can be from multiple places.
No,
brother.
Let's not go there yet.
No, okay.
That's the healing part.
Oh, all right.
We got to rip off
Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Okay, all right.
Really get to it.
Let's go straight to ripping the Band-Aid off. Fuck the Dr. Phil explanation of it. All right.
Yeah,
so,
let's not give him the healing first.
Born
let's give him the real.
in Detroit.
Right.
Made in L.A., raised in Burque.
Right.
You know what's interesting about that? Len Words is from Detroit.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 Mile and Healy. I was on the east side.
I was in Southfield, technically.
Okay, yeah. Oh, nigga, you ain't from Detroit.
I'm on the other side of the country. I got to tell
you
them.
was rich.
No.
Nigga, you was rich. You was in the suburbs. You didn't have to chase the ice cream truck. That nigga stopped.
This the only
He felt
time.
safe.
This is the only time I've ever been called on that. The only time. It's the only time.
No, but I'm just messing with you.
Nah, yeah.
But here's the deal. And I think it's important to give some kind of backstory about how this happened, right? Being born in Detroit, of course, in the Midwest, it's a different type of feel. My parents were there. My grandparents were there. Both sides of my family are there. But in 1983, my mother passed away. And so my dad got remarried fairly quickly after she passed. So I was here, when I turned 9 years old.
Okay.
I moved here. Went to Chaparral Elementary.
Oh, shit.
John Adams Middle School. Man, tell me about it. Look, we're going to get to high school later. High school years are different, but let's just start in the beginning.
Okay.
So when I got here, it was culture shock. I was from a city And then I was, you know, in this desert, and, you know, I'm the only black kid in my whole class, and, you know, I'm trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
Still trying to struggle with the passing of my mother. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, as things progressed and I started, you know, going into my adolescence, it became difficult. I started really struggling. Mm-hmm. I was very angry. And I was having a lot of issues at home. So long story short, I started getting into trouble, and my parents gave me up for, I basically became custodian of the state. The state had to take me because my parents refused to pick me up out of BCJDC. Shout out BCJDC down there.
How old were you?
I did 2 years in there because I was like doing, you know, gun shit and, you know, like not doing what I'm supposed to do. Just, you know, once you get on paperwork, even as a kid, you stay on paperwork.
Oh, yeah. It's a revolving door.
Right. So my parents were very religious. Both my parents, you know, my dad was alive. You know, my stepmom really didn't give a shit. But they gave up custody of me to the state. So I was in this program. And, you know, I was really angry, and I spent a lot of time, you know, in that program. I went to, like, Amistad. Amistad is like this, you know, thing, I guess this halfway house or wherever it is in the valley. Mm-hmm. Then I bounced to Casa Noreste. I think it's closed now. But it was like I was bouncing around to these little group homes and shit.
How old were you at this time?
I was like 13, 14 years old.
Damn, that's young as fuck.
Right?
Yep.
So I was on my own basically at like 12, 13, 14. Right? Shit was crazy. And then I think I have a record here. I successfully got kicked out of every high school in the APS school system. Nigga, I'm not lying.
That's fucking crazy. We got a lot of them too. So you were on one.
I went to West Mesa, got kicked out of there. Went to Albuquerque High. My stepmom worked there. I went there for a week, got kicked out of there. I tried to ditch with my man Eric and go down to Rio. I think that's what it's called in the valley. What's the name of that school?
Yeah,
Eric?
Rio Grande.
Rio Grande.
Yep.
Got kicked out of there. We were trying to follow him around. It immediately caught me, took me on. Got caught with a gun in my locker at Valley. Had to do like 8 months for that. And then the only one I didn't go to was the one with the eagle up there next to El Dorado.
Oh, El Dorado.
El Dorado.
So you went to Del Norte too?
Yes.
It's fucking crazy.
Got kicked out of there.
Hey, my brother.
Successfully.
It takes a lot to get kicked out of West Mesa, Rio Grande, and Del Norte, dog.
Oh, no. It was horrible. It was horrible. It is a record.
Yeah.
So the last school I went to was Cibola High School. And that was the last one, right? Uh-huh. It was like, this is it. This is your fucking shot. You got to do it. I was in 11th grade, and I got into a fight, and the principal's name, I'll never forget it, because this is important because it's a turning point. So the principal's name was Dominic Duran, mm-hmm. and he had a lisp. He had a lisp, so he talked like this.
It's hard to be scared of a principal that talks like that.
Right. So I'm fresh off the fade. I'll go to his office. God damn it, Alvin. I can't have you in my school. You are disrupting the educational process for all these students. And he's like, I'm sorry. I have to suspend you. I have to kick you out of my school. And so I'm like, oh my God, my dad's gonna fucking kill me. And so, you know, I had just, you know, my probation officer, everybody had warned me, like, this is your last chance, right? So, you know, life is, you know, when it rains, it pours, mm-hmm. right? So, you know, my dad was going through a separation between, because, you know, this fast forward, my stepmom and my dad ended up divorcing.
Fuck.
So it was just me and my dad. And he was having a hard time with his own personal life. And here I am, you know, fucking.
Wilding out too.
Yeah, shit, like fucking Minster Society in
Yep.
fucking Albuquerque. And so he comes to pick me up. And, you know, he's not saying much. And I know, you know, my dad being a veteran and being extremely, extremely corporal punishment leaning, I knew I was fucked. Mm-hmm. And so he comes to pick me up. He shakes the man's hand, and he says, I'll take him from here. So my dad gets in this van. We had this brown van. And he says, okay, nigga, so you want to fight. So you really think you that guy, huh? Now, let me take you somewhere where you can really fight. And so he took me to a Marine Corps recruiting office. And I didn't get out the truck.
I ain't going in there.
Nah, I was like, I was like, Dad. And the nigga came out the door too. He's like, y'all coming in here?
Let's go.
Y'all coming in here? And so, it was just me and my dad. And I was like, Dad, I'll get a GED. I'll get a job. I'll put it together. I'm sorry, But he looked at me for a minute. He looked at the guy. He looked at me again. And he shut the door and put it in reverse, and we went home. I went and got a GED from TVI here.
That's another rite of passage.
Right.
You're Burqueño like a motherfucker, dog.
Yeah. TVI.
Yeah.
You didn't get kicked out, did you?
No, I successfully.
I was about to say.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of pregnant chicks, and you know what I'm saying? Like a whole bunch of homies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it was pretty easy. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I was a great student. Both my parents were educators, so I was book smart, but I was extremely. I was in a rumble. I was trying to figure it out. So, then I started working. Mm-hmm. My first job that I got here was Wendy's, right there on Coors. Worked right there, right across from Ladera. Mm-hmm. Worked at Wendy's. And then I worked at Dion's Pizza.
Another rite of passage.
Right. And then I worked at Ladera 6 Cinemas when it was there.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's gone now, so I can safely say this. I got fired from there. And I got pissed, so we robbed the place.
Hey.
Yeah.
We
robbed it.
Sometimes shit happens.
Yeah, kicked that bitch in.
Wonder why it's closed. Wonder why it's closed.
Yeah. But I was the nigga with the after the movies, I would put on they had us in white t-shirts and the black vest and a little top hat. It was fucking ridiculous. And it was after the movie was over, I would go down with the trash can and sweep the shit out. So I got fired because I put a light on my hat because I was like, oh shit, there's money in here. So I would pick up like $10, $5, shit, people on. I got fired. I was like,
That's
nigga,
stupid.
I found it.
Yeah,
like, oh man, fuck you guys.
They wanted to keep that shit.
Right,
Come on, now
so
you was dipping in their pockets.
Yeah, no, we just we didn't forget any money. We just got some hot dogs and shit. You know what I'm saying? That was like in the freezer. We were kids.
Robberies as a kid are a little different.
We were
dog.
kids. We were kids. We did absolutely nothing.
Oh yeah,
right? No. Right. It was more property damage than any kind of anything.
Those are the funnest ones, though, as a kid, dog.
So then my last job was at the Original Cookie Company. And that was in Coronado Mall.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there, and my job was to, write congratulations and fucking happy birthday on giant-ass heart cookies and fucking little, well, you know how it is.
Yeah.
And so I'm in there it's part of my probation. Like, I gotta fucking work, And so walking down the corridor is a friend of mine, right? And like I'd seen him in passing, but this nigga had S-curl, and he had on the, this back when the motherfucking, we had everybody's buying shit from Jeans West, the suits and fucking shit,
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. It's my man Eric, and he has a bunch of bags. He got bags in both hands. He can cell phone, watch, you know what I'm saying? Glasses. I'm like, nigga, what's up? He's like, nigga, what you doing in there?
I'm decorating cookies, dog.
He's like, what you doing? I was like, nigga, I'm working. That nigga, it's like a movie. I never forget. He said, nigga, you wanna make some real money? I was like, yeah. Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
And so I quit right there. I took off my apron. I balled it up, threw it at the nose. Hey, y'all gonna call your boy? I don't give a fuck you. So I hop in the car with him, and he's in a gold BMW, sitting on some Daytons, right? I don't know if he was on Dayton's at that time. It was gold Dayton's. Yeah, the gold Dayton's.
Gold Dayton's, there we go.
Now, Eric is here, by the way.
Yeah, I heard it. He said gold Dayton's. Don't leave out the gold Dayton's, dog.
No, I brought my people here.
Oh,
so
yeah.
They're gonna verify every fucking thing I'm telling you right now.
These are official fact checkers on site.
And if I'm leaving something out, please feel free to chime in. I got multiple friends here today.
Yeah.
And so we allegedly go to a spot, right?
Allegedly. I like, you know what I'm saying? This is for entertainment purposes.
We allegedly go to a spot.
Nobody's incriminating shit.
Right. And so, you know, this is my first time in a spot. And so we trying to hustle, we doing our thing. And the funny thing is, this is my first day. I still got on my cookie uniform, right? And so I've never done this before. And my man told me when he left, okay, each one is a certain amount of money, right? So I didn't accept anything else but that. I didn't know if it's a chip or, you know, I didn't know what the fuck it was. So you know, he comes back after that, after a while, and I got like $5,000. And he didn't give me that much, right? Yeah. And you know the smokers is out there like, oh, your boy hard. Yeah. Your boy hard. Whoa, he wasn't giving up nothing. He wasn't, whoa, your boy hard. And so that was my first day of trying to be a hustler.
So you were overcharging the fiends in a fucking cookie outfit too?
Absolutely.
In a full-on cookie ensemble.
He walked back in. And it was like he walked right there. I had like stereo equipment. I had like people bringing shit, trying to get me to barter. I was like TVs. He's like,
That's
nigga,
crazy.
what are you doing? I was sitting there with a 40, like, what's up, nigga?
Hey, I was just in the mall 2 hours ago, dog.
This shit is great. He's like, what did you do? He's like, nah, this is how you do that. So basically that was kind of like, and then it turned into something else, because at the time, you know, when you have that kind of thing, and thing about Albuquerque is that, you know, it's great for families. It's great for people who have that kind of direction in life, and you know, there's people getting married out of high school, people that want to grow up to be policemen and work here and love Albuquerque, right? But if you're young and you're from somewhere else, and even for the people who are born here, there's not a lot to do for the youth, right? So
there's not a lot of opportunity.
Right. So at the time, we would hustle and we would go to the mall, and then we would buy cross-color clothes and go to this club called Maxwell's and do the Running Man for 17 hours. That was life.
Yeah.
That was what we wanted to do, and then it got serious. You know, people started getting hurt. Things started falling apart. Our lives were in danger. So it wasn't a real, well, we didn't know, we felt invincible, you know? But that was basically my life. I spent like 7-8 years here. And every day I was fighting something. Yeah, we had fun, but you know, some people that aren't here with us now, like Lamar, rest in peace, Logic, rest in peace, you know? These are all people, DeHaven, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? Ty and Matt, Eric's, you know, our clique. Life in prison, you know what I'm saying? These were very serious times that we were dealing with.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize it because we was just trying to make it. It was just, you know, we trying to make it.
When you're in it, it's kind of hard to see it.
We're too close to it.
Yeah, you're just like consumed by it. You don't realize it until like you get a second to look back. Even a couple of years later, you look back and you're like, damn, what the fuck? We were really wilding the fuck out. But when you're so consumed by it, you don't see it.
Right. I mean, our houses were getting kicked in.
Hell yeah.
You know? And I didn't want that for, you know, the women in our lives, the moms in our lives, you know? So I went to my dad and I said, Dad, I'm gonna die here. So I'm gonna go try. I met some folks in California. I'm gonna go out there and see if I could do something there. When I got to California, again, another culture shock. The streets are clean. There's no sand. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's fucking beaches,
ocean. Like you can smell the water. You know, the environment's different.
Weather completely different.
Right. Another metropolis. So when I started making records, that was a whole different thing.
So were you already rapping here, though?
I was bugging the shit out of Eric. I only rap to Eric. But when I first started, he'd be like, nigga, will you shut the fuck up, nigga? I want to hear the fucking radio, nigga. Like, I don't want to hear your shit. Like, I be trying to rap, you know what I'm saying? But then I met Nick Valentine, Cello, right? Cello, we met in front of Movies 8. And I walked up to him in my big green cross-colored pants, bell bottoms, and I was like, "Hey, man, because you rap." That was the thing. Hey, you rap?
You rap? Yeah.
All right. Well, let me see. You know, we kicking like cipher right there. So him and his brother Joe were there, and I was like, wow, okay, Cello and G-Locks. And then from there, it was kind of like, that's where we started our friendship there with music. And I remember I would go to Cello's house, and he had this Insonic keyboard, and I was amazed that he could actually make beats. I never wanted to touch the equipment, but he had a knack for making music, right? So that's where our kind of clique started. So I had the music clique, the guys who wasn't hustling, and then I had my hustle clique. So, you know, everybody knows each other here, right? I mean, it's only 1 degree of separation between everybody.
Everybody talks about that Kevin Bacon shit. It's 1 degree here.
No. If you got a girlfriend, somebody you know has fucked her.
Oh, no. Listen, we're all tunnel buddies up in this motherfucker,
right,
dog.
right. You don't get mad. You know what I'm saying?
It's just true.
Yeah, it's just,
I'm telling you
what
right
it
now,
is.
there's kids running around with my nose, my homie's eye,
the
the other homie's arm and shit. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
a different type of thing.
Looking like homie from the Goonies.
I'm telling you. But I mean, that's just the way it was. So when I got on in California, I felt really, you got to understand, I was 18, 19 years old when I got signed. I was fresh from here.
Young, bro.
I was fresh from here. And my son was born. My son was born. I got signed 2 months before he was born.
Damn.
So, it was like a lot was happening. A lot had changed. I made some really good decisions at a very young age and made some really hard decisions at a very young age in order to get to where I was. Now, when I got there, I still love my brothers here. I love my family here. My dad stayed here till he passed. He passed away right here down the street in one of these hospitals here. I still came every, holiday and saw my friends. And, my friend, when Eric got married, I would come back. And just, visit people. But I never at one point felt like I was disrespecting Albuquerque by not saying I'm from Albuquerque. Because technically in my mind, even though I had been born in Detroit and I was here, and, the time that I spent here was very turbulent, and I was fighting, and it was like niggas trying to kill me, and I'm trying to kill niggas, and you know what I'm saying? And motherfucker, you know what it is. So I didn't look at it that way. I feel like I survived something. So when I got to California, I was like, this place, hip hop, saved my life, because now I got a place where I could kick and scream. I got signed. I'm getting legal money. My son is born here. That I never once thought that me not saying I'm from Albuquerque would piss that many people off.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's crazy though, what I'm hearing is, so when you got to Kelly, you felt accepted.
I felt saved.
You felt saved. So when you got here, you felt like you were fighting for your goddamn life.
Vietnam.
Like no one wanted to accept you.
But here's the thing. As I matured, and as I looked back on it and I saw how it was affecting people, I felt it's important, especially to come here today, to have people hear it from me and not hear from a third party or somebody that thinks they know, or somebody that's jaded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That didn't make it out and then want to talk shit about what. Listen, I love everybody that is trying to make something of themselves here in Albuquerque. I love the culture. The food is fantastic. I even like the fucking balloon fiesta. You know what I'm saying? Like it's certain things that you just can't get anywhere else that I still come here for. I go straight to motherfucking Bob's and get a taco burger. I go to motherfucking certain places, you know what I'm saying? And I have roots here, right?
Yep.
So let me tell this to the people who are listening right now that live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Santa Fe, all the surrounding areas. I do not want you guys to feel like I'm ashamed of you or like I don't like being here. I love being here. I think it was misrepresented the way people explained it from what it is, but I'm very proud to say that I lived here in Albuquerque.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all heard it.
Yeah, I never wanted to be, but you got to allow me to grow up too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm human. And when I came from here, it wasn't like, nigga, we was getting roses and parades and people was happy to see us. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like, it was like, nigga, he made it? Oh, he did? Oh, shit. And I think the excitement of what was happening and how big it got, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's important for me now to come back and set the record straight. And not only set the record straight, but do something, put something back on the table. Man. Right? Mm-hmm. That's why it's important for me to come here, give you your flowers. Look, I want to be involved in the scene here. You know, I'm already at the table around the world. So why wouldn't I come back to New Mexico and be part of this infrastructure?
Man,
this part of this culture.
I love that, bro.
Like it's easier. It's easy to try to dismiss me, but you can't ignore me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come into town, love me or hate me, nigga, I'm in town.
See, the thing is, dog,
you can't do shit about it.
Do?
You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna fucking do? And I'm not saying that like some tough guy shit. I'm saying it like, listen, my grandfather used to say you get more with sugar than you do with shit.
Yeah.
So let's let bygones be bygones. You heard what I said. I want to be here. Whatever you guys need from me, whatever direction I can give you, whatever connection I can give you, I'm willing to do that because I believe that Albuquerque and New Mexico, as much as it's grown, because the city has grown so much since I was here, there's so many transplants to come here from other places too. I would love to be able to bring my knowledge of what I've been able to create and bring that here and fast forward everything that's happening. And so I'm gonna put it out there like this. I'm gonna take it even further. If you're serious about making something of yourself in music, film, television, go to Johnny, go to Cello, go to Eric. If they bring you to me, that means you're about your shit, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not talking about a nigga who just, making you burps and farts on mixtapes and fucking thinking he's the shit.
That shit kind of sells nowadays, though.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Neither do I, but it sells.
There has to be some intelligence and authenticity to it for me to do it because the talent is here as well.
It is.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna just leave it like that. So that issue where people are like, oh, nigga, you from Albuquerque. And it's like, and I used to be like, no, I used to argue. No, I'm born in Detroit. And I think that's what pissed people off. It's like, yeah, you're denying us. It's like a ex-girlfriend or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, guys, I fuck with you.
Yeah.
But I was talking about the technical part. But now, I was like, when they say it now, it's like, yo, you from New Mexico? Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't understand the story, I'm not here to explain it to you. By now, if you don't understand, if you don't get it, then the story's not for you anyway.
Well, my brother, it's your story fucking anyways.
Right.
No matter what, dog, you can tell a motherfucker that the sky's blue, they're still gonna argue, motherfucker, it's green. Right. I can see it's blue, god damn it.
But we're not wasting time on those people anymore.
It's not worth it.
Some people, no matter what I just said, some people are still gonna have a problem, and that's okay. But it was important for me to if you hear it from me, that you understand it is coming from a genuine place. And, everything is about a conversation. Some people want to have misunderstandings because they just want to have some attention.
Oh, for sure.
But you don't want that kind of attention from me. So you would better serve yourself by coming and having a conversation and getting an understanding because you don't want no problems.
See, for me, dog, I feel it's a double-edged sword, brother. Right? Because no matter what, you're always gonna have a section of people when you reach heights that you've reached, my brother. I don't give a fuck if you claim Detroit, Albuquerque, and LA, no matter what. There's still gonna be people like, oh no, he doesn't claim Detroit right. Well, he doesn't claim LA right. Well, no, he doesn't claim Albuquerque. You're never
Well, why don't you do it?
Exactly.
Where are you at? Where was your representation?
The thing about it is, too, bros, what are you supposed to do? You were born in Detroit. You were raised here too, and then you grew up a large chunk in LA. So what are you supposed to do? Completely ignore all of it?
No, that's what I came up with. That's why I started with that. I was born in Detroit. I was made in LA, but I was raised in Albuquerque. Those were my formative years. And so that's where I'm gonna leave it. If you want to fight after that, or you want to have an argument after that, I'm sorry, I can't help where I was born. I can't help where my dad moved to. But I can say when I made the choice to go to LA, that saved my life.
Yeah, I mean, especially at the time that you were down here hustling, Burque. I don't think people understand what the war zone was like in the fucking 90s,
look,
dog.
I just went up there.
Yeah,
I just went up there to check it out.
You mean the international
Man,
district?
This shit looked like The Walking Dead. It's still cornered off and fucked up.
It's gotten worse, dog.
Yeah.
What's crazy though about it is it's still violent and it's all that's still there, dog. But there's this level of like defeat that's there now. That when we were teenagers, I feel like it was there, but we just didn't see it. And we were just trying to hustle, dog. We were out there trying to get dough, right?
Yeah.
But now as an adult, I'm about to be 40 years old. When I drive around over there, bro, it feels defeated, deflated. It just feels destroyed, bro. So I think people don't understand how when you were hustling out there at that time, dog, Albuquerque was fucking wilding out,
Yeah, it was
bro.
wild.
Wilding out.
It was wild.
Violent like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like,
and
so,
I keep telling people, I was like, yo, it was like, people think it's funny. It was like, yo, Mexico, you from Mexico? No, nigga, New Mexico is in the United States.
It is. You mean you don't got your green card, dog?
Right. You know, idiots. You know, but people do themselves, they don't understand. You can come out here and get your ass handed to you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no punk shit. Like, motherfuckers, you know, come on vacation, leave on probation
They
type
do.
of shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look at the fighters that we've bred down here. Look at the fighters that we've built.
Motherfuckers want to throw hands.
Exactly.
Yeah, they'll throw hands. But see, that's the thing. It's a misconception that it's out here like motherfucking like it's flimsy. Like it ain't go. No, it's some motherfuckers that will hand your ass to you,
bro.
But that's the thing. You know, I come back and I see all these people and I love being here and again I really appreciate being able to come back here and put some good back into the city, because at the time when I was a kid, when I was out here and when I was trying to hustle, we did a lot of damage to ourselves, to the community. You know, it was in hindsight. You know, we were trying to do what we want to do. We could have went different ways. We were very talented. If we used our talents that we were using to hustle, to do something positive for ourselves and building something for ourselves, I believe everyone in my circle could have done something extraordinary at that time. But to be able to come back now and still have contact with my brothers that I've been down with since high school, you know, it's an unspoken word. We can look at each other and understand something. Like we were there together, right?
And that type of shit rare.
Yeah, exactly. So now coming back now and doing this is a step towards what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, time is the most valuable thing we have. So I'd rather spend my time being present for my family and friends. And when I have to go be in the spotlight, I could do that. But I'm not clubbing no more. I'm not going to TDs.
No.
I'm not going.
Well, there's only one left anyway,
Yeah,
dog. What about knockouts? For old time's sake, X, let's go to knockouts tonight, dog.
Way.
It's a Friday, bro.
Man, look, my girl is Latina. She's gonna come in here and kill everyone. You know what I'm saying? Wait. Back when, just on the side note, when I was here, like Maxwell's was the underage club. That's the only one we can get into. But then all these clubs started popping up. Like, why the fuck did everybody call the clubs like weird names like Jammers, Shakers, and fucking and like what was the fucking thing about that? You know what I'm saying?
It's a good question. It's a good question.
It was like, we can't come up with no better names. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like.
I was the Sauce and Raw generation.
No.
So I was Sauce and Raw. We had the library. We had Midnight Rodeo.
Yeah.
That was like my.
Nah, you were after me.
I was.
So I was out when I went out when it was like that.
Yeah.
You know, we could do a timestamp later. I'll tell you what was around. Let's see if it's still there. Yeah, we'll play a game at the end. Does this still exist?
Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Barrett's, I remember
Barrett's.
that. Oh, shit. And yeah, you knew it was over because they didn't turn the lights on. It was a fist fight.
Well, see, whenever I was around there running around, dog, so we would start downtown, we'd hit the library, right? And it's funny, when I knew I was too old to go to that club, when I realized that the books were real on the wall.
Yeah.
I was like, these are fucking real? What the fuck's going on? I've been in here for 5 fucking years, had no idea this was a real library.
Thought it was decoration.
And we would go from there, and the homie be like, let's go to knockouts. I'm like, damn, dog, them bitches are busted, bro, what the fuck? But I'm like 23, so I'm like, fuck it. C-section scars and bullet wounds. Let's run it.
Yeah, I'm drunk.
They'd close down and they'd kick us out, and then we'd go to Fantasy World, which there's no alcohol. So it's the strip club
Truck
right
stop.
next to I-25 and the truck stop.
Okay, all right.
No alcohol.
Yeah.
Fully nude. Thank you. My first time in there, hey, my older brother's like, John, we're going to take you to Fantasy World. I'm like, Fantasy World? I was like, we can keep drinking. He's like, nah, there's no alcohol. They just serve Red Bull. I'm like, what? And he's all, they're fully nude.
So
and
what?
Hey, so what? I walk in, and this bitch walks up. She's all, you want to dance? I was like, I'm good. And she's all, I've been at TD's East, North, Knockouts, now here. I'm like, hell no, I don't want to dance. You should pay me to dance for me. What the fuck you talking about?
Gotta rub you down with some hand
nasty.
sanitizer.
That's Lysol. That was before hand sanitizer days. But Fantasy World was like the ender for us. But there was no alcohol. So we were just doing rails and fucking drinking Red Bull in the parking lot. And people wonder why we were wilding out.
Albuquerque.
Wilding
That's
out,
Albuquerque.
bro. Man,
we would. I think TD's was the spot. But me and Eric, we spent a lot of time in the car. So when I was here, we would go to like certain liquor stores we had, right? We would stop at certain liquor stores, and for some reason, we would start drinking like very early in the morning. All right, so we would get these club drinks, the club mixed drinks already.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we would start there. You know what I'm saying? By like 5, 6 o'clock, close up shop. Let's get ready to go to Maxwell's.
already lit, bro. Already lit.
Yeah.
So the path to the alcoholics was already written in stone then, dog.
I filled out my application
like-
when I was,
Bro, I've been working for this shit for years, dog. Hey, that's funny, bro. So I think that's a good segue. That's a good segue.
Yeah.
So you leave Albuquerque, you get out to LA. How old were you when you got out there?
Well, I made like 2 trips.
Okay.
The first trip was like a recon mission. You know, I was going out there, met some folks.
Filling it out.
Yeah, filling it out. Because a friend of mine named Jay Johnson, I went out there and then I had to come back and get some affairs together. And how I left Albuquerque was pretty insane. I woke up one morning and I was like, I'm leaving. That was right before I went to go see my dad. It was all happened within a 3-4 hour period. I woke up in my room. I had a what do you call them things? Futon. And I had a bunch of expensive ass stereo equipment that I collected. I still collect it from the clucks. I don't care.
Bro, overcharging fiends in a cookie getup is wild to me,
shit.
dog.
I was like, bring that shit. I don't give a fuck.
They don't make fiends like that no more.
They don't, man. They don't.
They don't.
And so I just woke up and I had some shit and I was like, I don't even want to touch it. And I was living with my man Lamar Johnson and my man Logic. We used to all stay in a place. And I was like, I'm leaving. I gave him my shit. Lamar was like, he was from Chicago, and he was like a militant kind of like, he was a Blackstone Ranger, right? And so, you know, and he talked like Chris Tucker. He kind of looked like Chris Tucker. Man, I ain't gonna do that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, this nigga full of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And so he was doing that to me. He's like, nigga, you gonna give this to me? Aw, nigga, where you going? You in California? Ah, nigga, you crazy, nigga, you crazy. So I had a black and purple geo tracker, and I had like $3,000. I had a rifle and some cross-color clothes, and I had a little cooler full of Snapples. And this was my like time to go, right? And so I go to my dad, and he agrees with me, takes me to a gas station because there wasn't GPS and shit back then. He just got me a map, and he kind of like highlighted how I got there. So when I got there, the guy who, what's important too is this. Let me not leave this out. On my drive to California from here, I was talking to God. And I said, God, you know, I'm coming from this. Life has sucked, you know, personally. If I get here and you allow me to make it, I promise I will not touch nothing illegal. I will walk it. No matter what happens, I'll not go back there. Mm-hmm. So when I get there, I guess God was like, okay, nigga, let's see.
See if you're full of shit.
Yeah, immediately, the first person I meet is this nigga who owns a car wash, and he serves fucking all kinds of shit, right? So my music was my focus. And I stayed good on my promise. And it just happened, man. When I got there, I was going around. I met this guy named Top. Top introduced me to King T. King T introduced me to Broadway. Broadway was like, this 360, producer. He had a bunch of rappers around it. When I got there, all I could do was battle rap. All my raps were like 17 minutes long, right?
Just fuck you raps.
Yeah, just a bunch of that shit. Yeah. I used to battle, I used to battle at lunchtime in Cibola, this guy named Tony and David. David was tall, and he looked like a Columbine shooter, but way before that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's one of their dads.
And all he did was beatbox. And Tony was this redhead kid that would just recite rhymes off the radio. I was like, cook this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I started like saying my own shit. And that's why like and I used to call myself Exhibit A.
Oh,
right?
shit.
I used to call myself Exhibit A. I used to go rap on KUNM. That was kind of like the thing. It was a late night show, and I could go up there and rap.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
So when I got there, and got around these guys, I got to be able to figure out how to write songs, how to write 16s, bars, count bars, hooks, bridges, choruses, like all of that songwriting can't happen.
The technical stuff
right?
of it, yeah.
So that's when I dropped the A, put the X, and then it became Xzibit.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's, man, what a fucking journey, dog. I mean, and for sure, especially you saying the battle rap shit, it just got me thinking, when you came in, your boots definitely didn't have roots. You know what I'm saying? I was checking, and I was like, nah, dog.
That was an 8 Mile reference.
Hey. Bam.
He just got it.
Boom.
He was like,
how's he gonna take that?
Because, I mean, he definitely wasn't messing with the gay guy, G. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, dog? Yeah. So, dog, we ain't even gonna get there yet, dog. We can't get there yet. We're jumping the gun too far, right? So, okay. Had a son early. Son, daughter?
Yeah, so my son, my firstborn, this is crazy. We were just talking about this last night. So I was 19 when I met my first son's mother, and I was enamored. I was it's like, wow, okay. So I'm a young kid. I got this, this LA chick. She got her own shit. She's into me. It's like, oh shit. So immediately get her pregnant.
Got to. I'm gonna put a baby in you real quick.
You know what I'm saying? Pregnancy. Let's kick things off right
away. Make life easier.
And so I remember the day she told me we were in a U-Haul and we were moving somewhere, and she was, like, I'm pregnant, and I'm having it. There was no choice. There was just like, let's not talk about it. It's like, okay, nigga, and by the way, you're about to be a father. I didn't have any money. My geo tracker had been repoed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was couch surfing. And I was scared to death. So I was trying to do things. And it just wasn't happening. But she had her own money. She would never tell me how she got her money. But she was hanging around a bunch of Jamaicans and all these other folks. And so, she's like, I'm going to go on a trip. So she goes to, she's on her way to New York and stops in Kentucky on a delayed flight or whatever, and gets caught with a whole bunch of marijuana in suitcases.
Fuck.
And she's about 6 months pregnant. And it's scary. Like, not only now I'm in a compromised position, but I'm about to be a father, and now my woman and my son are in a fucking jail cell.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So we get her back. We get her back to California. The judge, thank God, was lenient on her, and put her in a halfway house, kind of like when you get out of jail, you go to this place. Right?
You could go get a job. People come see you. You have like a curfew and shit.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I got a little apartment next to the little halfway house, and she had to do whatever, however many months in there. And so I was going to do a show with the Alcoholics, and then Steve Rifkin comes in and tells me, "Hey, I want to sign you." And I had been burning up the Wake Up show. I had been doing all my rumblings in the underground. I was just, I was trying to get it, right? And they signed me, and I remember them handing me, $15,000 in a fucking envelope, literally under the table at Barney's Beanery on Santa Monica. Real shit. That was the production company I was signed to. The production company, follow this. The production company's name was Jack Move Productions.
Hey, that shit sound 90s as fuck, too.
I should have known. I should have, but I didn't. I signed shit, and I got signed for $150,000. That was the record deal. That was the amount.
That's what, 94, 95?
95. So 10% of that was my advance. So these jokers, they hand me the $15,000. And that was the first money I had touched since I left here, basically, right? Legal, like real shit. I went to that apartment and she came over, and I was like, I threw that $15,000 up like it was fucking $100 million.
Yeah.
She's screaming and jumping. Oh, I'm screaming. Oh. We are just ecstatic because I kept my word. I kept my promise. And he delivered. You know what I'm saying? And so then that journey started, right? I was young. I was a young father. I didn't understand who I was yet. I didn't understand family yet. I didn't understand being a man. You know what I'm saying? I started doing shows. I went to Canada.
Off the rip, it was a boot time to go up there? That's crazy, dog.
I went to Canada, yeah, because it was like the first thing I dropped was Paparazzi.
I was about to say.
The first thing I recorded when I was in the studio was Paparazzi.
Who produced the Paparazzi beat?
A gentleman named Thayad Azar. And, I wanted to do something different because at the time we were coming off the Death Row era.
Yeah.
We were coming off the G-Funk era. And I wanted to do something different. And I used to play the violin when I was really, really small. So I understand classical and notes, and my ear is geared towards that kind of sound as well. So to blend hip hop, boom bap on top of orchestra was something I wanted to try and experiment, and it worked.
I mean, that was, brother, couldn't have been more fucking different in that era of time. Like, I remember, brother, when that came out, that was like, 96, 95? So that puts me at like 11, dog. Right?
Yeah.
But I'm in, dog. Right. I'm invested, brother. Yeah. Hip hop spoke to me at a young age, and I'm like, oh shit, this is ours. Yep. This ours. My parents, they got their music. Right. This ours. I related to the struggle instantaneously, dog. When Pac said, black and white cartoons in my living room. Yeah. The hair stood up on my fucking arms, bro. Yeah. So at that time, I was plugged in, dog. And since we're so close to the West Coast, right, I go to lyrics first. That's just where I'm at. Yeah. So when I first started listening to hip hop, I would like forget about the beat. Like I wouldn't even hear the beat sometimes. People like, that beat's dope. I'm like, no, did you hear what the fuck he just said, dog? Fuck the beat. Yeah. So I was paying attention to lyrics first. But we're so close to the West Coast that we got that's what influenced us the most down here, I think. Right. So
in the South.
That's why we're such a
Houston. Everything coming from the Ghetto Boys. Everything was coming this way.
Hit here. So we got DJ Screw before anybody even knew who the fuck DJ Screw was. We had been listening to him for years, and then he blew up on. Then MTV got a hold of it, and you don't know the story. But so as an 11-year-old or a 10-year-old, however old I was when I heard Paparazzi for the first time. Brother, we are used to, like you said, G-Funk, Death Row era, you know what I'm saying? A huge Pac fan. So when you hear that, I'm like, oh, this different.
Yeah.
And the subject matter of what you were talking about on the record, you know what I mean? It wasn't being spoke on like that.
Right.
Bro.
Well,
And
that's all I knew. That's all I understood. You know, I came from the street, and we were affiliated with hustling. Like, the gang shit didn't come in till later, you know what I'm saying? But that was just through affiliation. Like, I started with paparazzi because and also to clarify, when I first started, there was a lot of self-doubt. You know, I knew I could rap, but I didn't know if I was going to be accepted. So the self-doubt and the wanting to be accepted will do a number on you. But when I said paparazzi, this was my State of the Union. This is my clarification of what I feel about hip hop. Here's how I feel about this thing of ours, right? Now that I'm a signed artist, I feel like I had a creative license to actually speak what I feel. And then the other records behind it was like Foundation, which was me leaving a letter to my son in case something happened to me, and how, you know, I want him, like, instructions, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the rest of the stuff kind of, you know, was basically me rapping, you know what I'm saying? Like, doing my best effort of what it was. But if you listen to my records from, like, the first one to even till now, when you cut down a tree, you see the rings in it, right?
Yep.
And so you can literally hear my albums and you can see the growth and when certain things hit. Like,
sure.
if the first one, you could say, I was just like, I had on a Helly Hansen, I had on motherfucking my backpack, and I was fucking ready to rap.
Yeah.
Right? That's all I wanted to rap about.
You could hear it. You could feel it in the album when you listen to it.
Right. I tried to put subject matter there, but it was surface, right? It wasn't until the introspective records, you know, like a 40 Days, 40 Nights, when I was doing more experimentation and I was finding how to use my instrument right. And then you could tell in the third album, Restless, I got paid, Jack. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go, yeah.
Like, nigga, I'm platinum, nigga. Hey, nigga, I just got off the Up and Smoke tour, nigga. Hey, we taking pictures with bitches, man. You know what I'm saying?
We made it, dog. We made it.
Yeah, I disappeared to Vegas for fucking 3 weeks at a time. Niggas got to come find me, and my hair's out. I'm in a robe. Like, what do you mean I'm supposed to be on a tour bus? Like, what, nigga?
Bro, I used to
Life
watch
is
that
different.
fucking Up and Smoke tour DVD. I probably broke that shit.
Life was really, really a different time then.
Okay, let's go there. That we got to talk about that, because that might be one of the most legendary hip hop tours of all fucking time.
Yeah.
Take me back there. What the fuck was that like being on that tour, brother?
It's like getting recruited to the Avengers.
Oh, shit. I like that, dog. You Tony Stark? Which one are you?
No, I'm not Tony Stark.
Right.
I'm the Hulk.
I'm the Hulk. Yeah. Let's go. What's your secret, Bruce? I'm always angry. That's my secret. Damn, recruited to the Avengers. That was.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was a trip because, you know, I had been doing my thing. It was right off the "What You See Is What You Get" video.
One of the greatest hip hop videos of all time. I'm just gonna say, way ahead of its time too, dog. That shit right now, like people. I remember watching that shit, bro. As a kid, I'm like, this is fucking crazy, dog. The constant motion, the movement, even how you started. Like, go get some milk. I'm out there. Like that shit, crazy, dog.
Yeah, dude, and nothing was done like that before that
ever. Yeah.
And so that was the first time because that was my concept.
Oh, that was your whole idea?
Absolutely, yeah.
Fire, bro, fire.
Yeah, and it was the first time I was like, oh, shit, I can do more than just I can create the vision that I see in my head and build it around the music. That was my first time being like, okay, I got to do more than just write songs. I got to have the complete vision.
For sure.
And if I can bring that creativity to people, then that puts me a notch above.
And it really did, dog.
Right.
That video, I remember as a kid, I'm like, you guys see this shit? This shit fucking crazy,
right?
Dog.
And so as I'm working on myself, and I'm working with the groups, and I'm working with I'm just an underground guy. I get a call from Snoop, and he's like, "Hey, I want you to get on a song with me. Dre gonna produce the track. I want you to go meet him over here at the studio." So I dropped everything, went to the studio. Dre was in there by himself.
Holy shit.
And he was like, what's up? No, let me do his voice. What's up? I was like, hey, man, Dr. Dre, I'm really glad to meet you. You know what I'm saying? He's like, all right. You got something for this? And I'm like, yes. Give me a couple minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wrote my shit in 15 minutes. And I went in there, lined it up. Sick. He was like, okay, let me run it again one more time. And then he made some corrections. All right, that's it. Okay, Dr. Dre, thank you very much. It was an honor to work with you. I'm leaving. Because I don't want, listen, I learned a long time ago, you can fuck up an opportunity by talking too fucking much.
Or
you know what I'm saying?
Or
overstaying your welcome.
For sure.
So I thanked him for the opportunity. I was out. So then I get another call from Snoop. He's like, hey, nephew, we gonna use that song as a single. I was like, oh, shit.
Shit.
Like, what do you mean, like, single? He's like, yeah, we're gonna put you. I was like, oh, shit. So we shoot the video. Boom. Out of control. And then I get a call from Dre personally. Because now we're building a relationship, right? There's a lot of bullshit that happens around Dr. Dre. So he got to be careful about who he fucking lets in the fucking circle,
Dr. Dre.
Right?
Most legendary hip-hop producer of all time.
You got to think about it. He lost NWA. He lost Death Row. 2 giant companies.
Massive. 2 of the biggest.
And built Aftermath.
The biggest.
The biggest.
Yep.
So you gotta know that the magic is with all the founding fathers first. But Dre has something special. So, he's protected, right?
Yeah.
So I get a call from Dre and he's like, yo, I really like what you did on the record. Why don't you come by? Want to see, do you want to get down and see if you can put something for the 2000? Yes, nigga. Like, Dre asking you like you gonna say no.
Yeah,
like
for real.
Like, I don't know if you want it. Like, nigga, yes,
Of
nigga.
course.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
go. So I go in the studio and he's like, all right, what's up, X? You know what I'm saying? What you got for this? Psh, boom, 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 boom. And nobody's verse is on it except his. M's not on it yet. So again, I jot my shit, I kick it in, and then it makes it to the album.
That's fucking crazy, bruh.
And then you don't know you're on the Dr. Dre record until the actual album comes out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can set it up. You can do all. They line everything up, but you don't know what's going to actually make it.
So you
see
heard
that
the
track
final
list.
version with the rest of us?
Absolutely.
That's fucking insane.
No. That's not true. That's not true. Dr. Dre trusted me with a copy of the entire master like a month before it came out.
Man, and that was when leaks were.
Yeah, I protected that
dang.
shit with my motherfucking life. You know what I'm saying? But it was like I had to absorb what was happening, but not stay too long looking at the shiny ball. Because really what you got to do is now that you've been recruited to the motherfucking Avengers, you better make sure that your motherfucking superpower is tight.
Yep.
Because we about to go in front of some people.
Time to fight Thanos.
Right. So we go out and then the Up in Smoke tour happens. I come home and now I have this whole new lease on life. This whole new lease on life. Like the entire world knows Xzibit. That came with the black and purple Geo tracker off the 40 all the way to motherfucking California.
Fucking TRL.
Right.
Fucking crazy.
Into this whole stratosphere, right? So it was moving really fast, and I say I paid my tuition to the school of experience, right?
I like that.
I learned a lot about what to do, what not to do, what's good for me, what's not good for me. I gained a lot, I lost a lot. I gained it back, I lost it again. And I got it back again. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it takes. But I never look backwards, and I never say die, and I never quit. It's okay, man. When I write my book, I already got the title. The title of my book that I write is gonna be called "Can You Take a Punch?"
I like that.
And I'm gonna elaborate on a lot of the stories that involved in that time frame. But how I started and how I got there and where I am now, in this moment, I feel clarity. I feel strength. I feel like I'm speaking from a position of power and experience.
Well, I had the pleasure of fucking listening to the almost done version of the album, and I can tell you 1,000% without a shadow of a doubt that translates, my brother.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
I'm sitting here tripping though. You mean to tell me the first record with Dre was Bitch Please and Snoop?
Yep.
And the second one was Pop Bottles and Hollow Points at each and all of you?
No, there were some records in between.
I was about to say that's fucking crazy, dog.
Yeah, there was like we were messing with the idea of what an Xzibit album would sound like. Right? Dre named it Restless. And he named it because he was walking by me. He's like, "What's that?" Oh, the tattoo on my neck, it says Restless. Mr. Cartoon did it. He said, "Oh, that's the name of your album." Just kept walking. I was like,
It is.
yeah. All right, Restless it is. And then boom, like it's just that simple. Like he could, he has an eye and a knack for finding the right thing, the right frequency, the right sound, the right drum, the right kick, the right, chorus.
Is that why everybody says he's the hardest producer that they've ever worked with? Why people are scared to get in the studio with Dre?
Nah, you're only scared when you're not prepared.
I like that.
That's bars.
Yeah,
that's bars.
Yeah, if you do the right thing, if you really want this, if you really want anything, you're gonna spend your 10, 20,000 hours perfecting your skill.
Yeah.
And when you perfected your skill, and you can now you can be the artist that you're supposed to be. Because you're not doing things wrong. You're making the right choices at the right time, the right things. You know how to put it together.
For sure.
Now you're giving the public the best version of yourself. That was called product development, right? Or artist development, right? And so now it's they in there yelling.
Yeah. Ain't no one robbing the place, don't worry, dog.
Yeah. I was about to, hey, country, go out there and check
Go see what the fuck's going on there. Yeah. We are on Central, dog, but they got good security up front.
Yeah, sock these niggas out, man. Hey, hold up.
Cut the pod, let's go.
Yeah. But what was I saying?
We were talking about how, because you hear, when you see interviews, right, from obviously someone that's never met Dre, I'm from an complete fan outside perspective. You hear people talk about it like, man, Dre's so hard to work with. He's a perfectionist. We get in there and like, he wants me to do this 100 times and 1,000 times. Yeah. So like hearing that, I'm hearing what you're saying, because when you think about it, why the fuck wouldn't you want, if you're in that position, you want to be the best that you can be, right? Why wouldn't you want to shoot in the gym with Jordan? Yeah. Right? Why wouldn't you want to lace up with Kobe and Bron?
No, it's not, because a lot of people get it confused. First of all, it's a privilege to be in that room.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And when you walk in Dre's studio, there's a sign that says your ego is not your amigo.
I like that. More bars.
So you may be really good at what you do, but when you walk in that room, there's a different level of expectation and execution that you may not be privy to. A lot of artists feel like the first thing that comes out of their face is the right thing. And it may sound good, but in that room, let's push it.
Yeah.
What can we say that may be a little more clever? And then once you start getting like adapted to that rising to that level of expectation at a fast pace, then it just gets better. You start finding things out about your creativity that you might not have known. It's easy to stay in rest all the time, right? Well, like, I'm happy with what my sound is, but push, try, do something else. And so that's why when you get in there with Dre, if you're not willing to do that, if you like stuck, it's been working for me this far. It's like, okay, well, nigga,
what are you here for?
What are you here for?
Yeah.
We try to shoot, for the fucking galaxy.
Yeah.
Not the stars out there.
And that's why you guys have fucking kicked the hole in the universe.
And that's the difference between what I call microwave rappers and legacy artists. I call them microwave rappers because they heat up quick and they cool down just as quick.
And taste like shit.
Yeah, and it's done. And it's fabricated. And it's just for the moment. But I've turned my moment into decades.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've had to like step away from things and not be afraid to try different things. Like going to do Pimp My Ride, going to do, movies, going to do fucking, acting. I'm not a fucking classically trained actor, but I was so popular they put me in a movie. Like my first movie that was put out was XXX2 with Ice Cube.
I was about to say, I forgot about that movie.
Like,
I forgot about that
saying,
movie.
Right? And the difference between being on television and being on a movie screen is that you're in people's homes. Like you at the time, that was where you had to, if you had HBO, you could watch movies, but you had to go to a theater and your face is like a fucking building.
No
you know what I'm
shit.
saying? Like your shit is like a fucking 30-foot fucking truck.
And that's when it was like fucking movie stars.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But
Like,
if you but see, here's the thing. I watched that movie, I was like, oh my God. Horrible.
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
it's not very good, dog.
Like, I was like, oh
I was gonna let you say it first before I jumped
I
off
was
that
like,
cliff.
oh my God. I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, so they'll put me in a movie. They don't give a fuck if I do well or not. But, so I have to be prepared for this shit. So I started taking acting classes. Like I had to work at acting, right? I wasn't just, everybody think they can act
That
until
shit
it's
ain't
time to
easy.
act. You know what I'm saying?
People standing around.
Niggas don't know how to hold their face and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean? That's like, nigga, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That shit ain't easy,
like
dog.
you gotta know, you gotta take it serious. And I respected the craft. And I was like, no more offers. I want to go and audition. I want to get it out the room. I want to get it in. I want to get in front of people and earn it.
Where they see you, they're like, yup, that role's
He
for
got
him.
the job.
Yeah.
We didn't give him the job.
Yeah.
He got the job. You know. But now I hate auditions. I was like, nigga, you know what I could do? Just give me the fucking job.
You want me or you don't, dog. I've done enough,
Come on,
bro.
man. Give me the fucking, stop this shenanigans. You know, but it's a different world. But, you know, like it's still an option for me. But these are things that I had to go take a risk at.
Yep.
Yeah, it's out of my comfort zone.
Oh yeah, you
But let
could've
me go
just
try. And it wasn't, I wasn't successful the first thing out.
Yeah.
I had to work for it, but I wasn't discouraged. And I didn't quit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just kept trying.
I think
Keep going.
that's dope as fuck, dog. Because if you wouldn't have done that, then there's no way you would have been able to put fish tanks in motherfuckers' Acuras and shit, dog.
See,
X, why the fuck were you putting fish tanks in motherfuckers'
Fuck
cars?
you.
dog?
Fuck you. Let me tell you something. See, that's where this is. Look. This is an Albuquerque moment.
All right.
It's an Albuquerque moment.
Because everybody thought you were involved in putting them in there.
I know. You said I put it in there. You've never seen me touch shit on them cars.
Nope.
I hosted the motherfucker. You saw me in the beginning.
At the very
And
end.
at the very end, never once did you see me with a wrench, a screwdriver, a fish tank, a jumpy house, a
stripper
popcorn
pole.
machine, a chandelier.
And a couple times you could see at the end, you looked at it
look.
like,
yeah,
what
bro.
the fuck?
Maybe you did
Bro.
that bread truck, bro.
Yeah,
That big
please
ass-
don't talk to me about Pimp My Ride. Don't even go into it. I'm going to say one more thing and we're going to leave that bitch right here.
Yeah.
I love what Pimp My Ride did to my life. I love it.
Oh, man.
Because check this out. Listen, dude. I wanted the world to know me as this hardcore fucking lyricist, rapper representing where I come from, the street, the fucking homies, the nigga, we lived it, we real, we did it. That's what I wanted to be known for. But when I did that show, I was too close to it. I didn't realize it was a blessing until I realized it was a blessing.
Yeah.
So
So were you nervous that people were going to look at you like, oh, nah, you can't be a hardcore rapper now?
No, that was never a fear because, first of all, part of growing up and part of going on your journey and getting somewhere big is not giving a fuck what people think about you.
100%.
Right? Just say it over there because you're in my way. That's how I feel about it. I don't give a fuck what you say about me or what you think or my opinion about. I don't give a fuck about that. Tell that to somebody who is there down there where you at. You know what I'm saying? But don't try to get up in my face and tell me what you think of me because really I don't give a fuck.
And you're just in my way.
Right. So what was that?
We're talking about Pimp My Ride.
Okay, so when Pimp My Ride became this big, massive global hit, my face was more recognizable than the Pope. It's called a Q rating. That was how they gauge what it is, right?
That's fucking wild.
And I was in people's homes around the planet. So people that never even heard of my music fell in love with my character.
For sure.
And this is how I talk to my friends. I have a horrible sense of humor. horrible. And I've subjected my friends to it for the beginning of time. But that's how I talk to them. You know what I'm saying? And being able to talk and relate to people, no matter where they are or who you think you are, and being humble is a gift. Because I never felt like I was better than anybody. Nigga, I do art and people like it, and that's it. We still shit the same way.
No matter
we still
what.
put on our fucking pants the same way. You know, like we bleed. We're human. So now Pimp My Ride, fast forward, allowed me to do movies with The Rock.
For sure.
And do movies with Clive Owen and fucking, Jennifer Aniston.
Because you're a household
you know
fucking
what I'm saying?
name, dog.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it transcended music. So now I had to sit back with maturity, and even though I may want to be known for music or I love music and I could do it the best, like that's my best creative outlet, I still open myself up to do other things that, enhance my life greatly.
I mean, I could see it, bro, because at that time, I think even the younger generation, some of the people watching right now, like, they don't understand how plugged in we were to MTV. Like, MTV was not just Rob Dyrdek and Teen Mom, right?
Right.
That's where we went. That was, MTV was our fucking Instagram
I
feed,
still have
dog.
VHSs of
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So at that time, that's where we got everything.
Yeah,
We got our news.
and you knew you made it when you was first of all, if you was on the box, that there was
Damn.
Yeah.
That was right there.
The
almost.
box, the box is where you could call and order videos, and they would play on your TV. And Paparazzi was on there,
Crossroads was on there.
Yeah, Then when you made it to like BET, stuff like that, that was cool. But when you made it to MTV, you were kicking ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so that was a big thing. I went to do that show when reality TV wasn't popular.
I was about to say it was you. Reality TV like that, right? That's mad different. Like you had the Real World, but that was like, you kind of like ushered in a new era of reality TV
because it worked.
He should get a check from HGTV because they didn't copy
No
that
shit.
forever.
No, we were the
Residuals.
grandfather of all those shows.
Yeah.
And man, I liked that it was a successful show, and then when I stepped away from it, it was back to trying to find that thing, because I don't want to do just anything for money. Don't do that.
You can tell.
Yeah, I do things that I have an interest in, and that doesn't feel like work, because I know my creative process allows me to, the things I don't know, I'll go study, I'll figure it out, I'll learn how to do it, and I'll come back and I'll stay, and then I'll get back on the race.
Just like with acting.
Right, for sure. But that's how I approach things, and if you do it like that, and you find your interest, it doesn't have to be sports or entertainment. Even if you want to be an architect, or even like take the time, put in your 10, 20,000 hours, be really good at, know something that people don't have to teach you that you went out and found yourself. For sure. But that's why, I tell the young people and the people around me, being an artist is like a full contact sport.
Yeah.
Like pick something a little less violent. You know what I'm saying? Like find something that you in your soul you would do it for free. If you weren't getting paid $1, you would still do it
Because you love it so much.
That's it.
And
when you find that thing, you go for it. Especially if you're young, like you have access to so many things that we didn't.
For sure.
Like these fucking things we have in our fucking hands.
These supercomputers.
Yo, when I was young, my parents had encyclopedias, big ass books. So you had to find the fucking thing. You had to find the word that you wanted. You had to open you find it, know how to spell it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then find the word, define it, write it. You know what I'm saying? So now, if you wanted to, you could do brain surgery with instructions from this thing
100%.
right now.
Yep.
You could do it. Instead, we take pictures of our fucking food
Hell yeah.
in our dicks. And, you know what I'm saying? And send them to people. And you know what I'm saying? And,
But see, I'm artistic about my dick pics, dog. I set the lighting there, right?
You know, and fucking, you know, we watch Pornhub, and you know what I'm saying?
On the little screen too, dog. At least airdrop that shit to the big screen,
take
bro.
pictures of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And nobody talks to each other.
And argue with each other on this motherfucker.
I've seen people text each other in the same room. You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
weirdest shit. That's the
weirdest
weirdest shit. But that, it really came in and, dog, it legit changed that era, right? So, okay, we got to get there, bro.
Yeah.
But the era of two of the fucking biggest goddamn albums in that time that you were fucking on, 2001 and the Marshall Mathers LP, that was pre-cell phones, all that shit.
Yeah, when you could go to a concert and people actually watching it with their eyes.
And people were putting up
You know what I'm
lighters
saying?
instead of their phones.
Niggas go to concerts and
they
do this.
I can't stand
Nigga,
it.
he's right there. Put the fucking phone down and look what you...
Exactly.
It's a whole different thing.
What are you gonna go back home and be like, look at how dope this was. I loved it.
Look where I was, and I wasn't what I really wasn't there because I was here. You know what I'm saying?
So at that era, dog, like right at that like switching point, bro, was right around the time Napster hit, right? Downloads, music became free. So it feels like the executives, the people that are in charge, whoever the fuck it was, it feels like it lost its value, right? It's like, oh, what is shit free? I ain't gonna pay for this shit no more. Which, hey, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Whenever that shit was first free, my dog, run it. I was downloaded fucking everything I could get my hands on, bro. And that shit was going slow as shit. Yeah. I gave my brother's fucking computer AIDS downloading fucking East 1999, dog. But at that time, like, I feel like it made music accessible, and it decreased the value to some people, right? Like, I get it for free, what am I gonna pay $16 for? And at that same time, Steve Jobs is over here, all right, boom, cell phone, or not even cell phone, iPod. Bam, okay, bet, here's your iPod. Come buy the records from us. Napster got fucked up, they got their ass kicked, they lost. Metallica were the old guys at the fight, but I don't know, they might have been onto something back then, right?
No, but let me give you some behind the scenes of what happened. So the tech guys did come to the companies. You know, I remember they came and talked to Steve Rifkin, they talked to Sony, they was talking to everybody. It was like, yo, this you know, downloading and, you know, MP3s are the future. They were, you know, remember CDs were like 15, 20 some bucks.
Oh yeah, and you had to drive to Sam Goody to go get them.
And you go to Hastings or wherever the fuck, you know? And they were selling millions in a month. Say they had fuck you money. They laughed the motherfuckers out of there. It's like, download.
Get the fuck
Who's
out.
Who's gonna listen to a song on a computer? You see these things? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So they got caught with their pants down. And as much accessibility as music has, one thing that can never take away is the live experience.
100%.
And the record labels don't really get to participate in that, so they fixed the streaming thing, and that's a whole nother thing. But you know, I believe there's something missing if you don't have the live experience. If you can't perform live how you sound on the record, it's a lost cause. You know, look, I'm not shitting on nobody's cornflakes, but I don't like going to a show or seeing somebody perform with their whole vocal
fucking vocals on the records. Bro, if I wanted to see Milli Vanilli, I'd fucking turn on some throwbacks.
Come with your A game.
Have
like show me the experience.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's important, that part of being an artist, that part of like loving your craft is what's missing. Anybody, and the accessibility, that's another double-edged sword aspect of it. You know, like anybody can, if you have Wi-Fi access and, you know, GarageBand and a couple
make some records.
Yeah, you can make a record. You know, it doesn't have to be good. You can put it out and get mad at people when they say it sucks. Like, you're hating. Like, no, we're not hating. It's not good.
Sounds like shit, my guy.
I ain't hating. I just think the shit's whack.
Man, I've been rapping for 2 months. I did my album in 6 days.
I can hear it. I can tell,
that
dog.
Shit sounds like trash.
Yeah, bro.
But now you have to look at it from the glass half full. Okay, so now we have all these people that are trying to be artists, and you know, there's people that try it for a little while and then they disappear and whatnot. But we don't really control the ins and outs of the music, right? Especially hip hop. So now I think because people have been drinking from this fire hose for all these years, and it's just leaving them empty.
Yep.
Right? People, it used to be entertaining to hear somebody come on and, you know what I'm saying? And now it's niggas that's like,
where we
everybody's
going,
doing
dog?
that.
Everybody sounds like
Right,
that, though.
Right. So now people are tapping into authenticity.
Yep.
And, cats like Joyner Lucas and Kendrick Lamar.
La Russell.
J. Cole and La Russell.
Yep.
And, Problem. Jason Martin. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's working with Lefty Gunplay, getting him dialed in. People are seeking out the real. You know what I'm saying? Now we still have, a bunch of people that, go to Rolling Loud and you never heard from before, but they have a regional hit or they didn't, that's the beauty of what happens now.
Yeah.
Like you don't need a street team. If you do a right post and it looks right and it looks good and
you can go.
You can put that out to millions of people to get in, gravitate to it, and now you have traction. Right? So that part of the game I like. But now I'm starting to see the expectation of better quality music kind of catch up to the hype of this accessibility
Of the other shit.
and that brings us into why I feel like now is the right time to drop music. It's the perfect time. The climate is right. I can smell it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can smell it's coming around the corner.
Especially how Kingmaker sounds.
Yeah.
I just got to say that.
Yeah.
I just got to say that
yeah.
because I wholeheartedly agree with you, my dog. It comes in waves, dog. You know how it goes. Like, you need
Cycles.
It's cycles. You need every aspect of it, dog. Like, let's be real. Like, sometimes I just want to throw on some fucking ignorant shit that just fucking has a beat and I'm a ride, right? But other times, mainly 85 to 90% of the times, my brother, I need substance, dog.
Right.
I need my artists to be authentically who they are.
Correct.
And as a fan and as the artist as well, we need to both hold each other accountable, right? I don't want people that I rock with that like I'm digesting their music or their content or their art, whatever it is, to be a fuckhead, dog. Because that frequency is gonna bleed in, right?
Yeah.
I don't have the capacity anymore to just blindly support fuckheads.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Back in the day, we had Rakim and we also had Two Live Crew.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, who doesn't want to hear, hey, I want some pussy?
Come on,
you know what I'm
dog.
saying? Like, who doesn't want to hear that?
We all do.
And the girls go crazy in the house party. It's absolutely awesome. So we had the same dynamic, but I
sure.
think one side got pushed as things progressed. Like the ignorance is bliss. So ignorance went fire, right? And it went crazy. So it was not proportioned the same.
No, it wasn't.
But now, like, dude, I like where the music is going, and I like where the creativity of the audience is going, and people are starting to draw the line and look, I can still tour. I've never stopped touring. I can go to Europe. I can go anywhere in the world. In Australia, I can go anywhere in the world and do a show.
That's wild. Bro.
And people come for the music. But I don't. People come for different things, right? I'll pack a house and then there's a partner show and it depends. I got to look at the crowd, and then I'll be like, hey, how many people here got my first record? And then it'd be like, how many people here? Because of Pimp My Ride. Like, are you going to do it now?
Oh my
are you going to do it now?
You got a fish tank back there, dog?
Are you going to do it now? No, Nick, no, we're not here for that. We're not here for that. And then how many people just here the first time? Majority of the people, first time.
That's sick.
They just come in to see.
Yep.
Right? And then we just kick a hole in them. You know what I'm saying? And so it's done this thing where my audience has broadened, and now they're finding different things out about me that they didn't know before. I was like, damn, I didn't even know he did music. He's doing a concert.
Yes.
Let's go. What the fuck is he gonna say? You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna rap about cars? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I seen him on Triple X too. I thought he was an actor.
Right.
I'm here for that.
Right.
Yeah.
So keep it like shocking the muscle. You know what I'm saying? It's done wonders for me, right? And that's why I feel comfortable coming back and setting the bar with music, because of that clarity. Because of I couldn't leave what my music was at 2012. I couldn't leave it there. My last album was Napalm. I just creatively couldn't leave it there, and I hit a slump. I went through some things, and I just wasn't inspired.
So you ain't put out an album in 13 years.
Correct.
A solo album.
Correct. But I've done like features and like group projects. But it was dope to be able to kind of find my voice and be inspired and just turn down things. You know, it was like, hey, do you want to do this show? Do you want to do that show? Do you want to go here? Do you want to do that? Do you want to do this TV show? And you're just like, no, I'm not feeling good right now. I don't feel good. You know, I'm not. If I'm going to do it now, I spent 3 years on Empire in Chicago. That was the last thing I kind of did before I kind of like sat down and kind of get my bearings. And I had to step away from it, right? Because you get pulled in all these different directions. And I wasn't having the enjoyment that I usually get when I do something creative. I felt like a robot. I feel I'm learning the lines, I'm doing the lines, I'm going home, I'm self-medicating, I'm smoking, going to sleep, waking up, doing more. You know what I'm saying? It was like different. So I wanted to find my grounding again. I wanted to find my root. And once I did that, I was like, I want to do music. Because now this thing, the shit that I had to work through in order to get ready to be in this place, special. Let me focus on this. So I focused on it. I started the record like 4 or 5 different times. And then I found it. And when I found it, I was like, oh, it started coming out like magic. And I'm really proud of this effort. You know, I wanted to, I feel like my fans, I owe this album to them.
Oof.
I owe them this. They need to hear me this way. The people that's been in arguments, man, Xzibit, man, fuck you, Xzibit, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I like for the people that stood up for me in them rooms, in them conversations, I made this for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. Because now I'm hanging my jersey up in the rafter. I'm saying my music is better than yours. I'm feeling like that. I'm coming out here to fucking kick you right in your fucking dick garage. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not playing. You know? No. I know exactly what I'm supposed to be saying, how I'm supposed to be saying it, and who I'm supposed to be saying it to.
I love the sound of that, dog.
Correct.
That's dog. Hip hop is still young, bro.
Yeah, it's 50.
Right? 50. Yeah. 50 and some change, whatever. You're 51. Whatever. Still young, dog. So when people are like, oh man, what, 25, that's what, like 25, what the fuck are you talking about? You know how much of a fucking dumbass I was at 25? I didn't know fuck.
Right.
Well, you mean to tell me I'm not supposed to keep telling my story as I get past a certain age? Are you fucking crazy? My story's better now. Yeah. Why the fuck wouldn't you want to hear it? And I feel like you saying that is a big deal, bro, because there are people out there that do need to hear exactly what you're saying on the project, bro. Right. The sprinkles of manifestation, get it, dog. You gotta get it. What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck up, dog. That, like, when we were listening to it, bro, I wanted to fucking go kick someone in the face, dog. In the fucking face.
With success.
With success. Boom.
That's right, dog. That one's something.
It's Albuquerque, man. They take that shit way too literal.
Kick him in the face with success.
Clarify.
For you saying that you did, I feel like when the fans do get to hear it, they're gonna know that you did this for them, bro. Especially like I don't know how much I could give away, dog, but that fucking Royce record is fucking ridiculous, man. Royce is a fucking problem, bro. He's one of the greatest of all time.
I agree with that. I had bucket list moments on this album that I've wanted to do for a long time, right? Of course, you know the favorites, the people that you're used to seeing me with, but this is my first time working with Ice Cube. Ice Cube is on my record. I'm on his record, his new one he just put out.
I didn't realize that was your guys' first time working together.
First time him on any of my records.
Wow.
right? Me, Redman, and Be Real did a song.
Oh yeah, that one crazy.
You know, you know, being able to work with some of the newer cats, Guap Dad 4000. You know, that's my guy. Compton AV. You know, like there's some real like. There's a balance. There's people that you haven't seen me with that we did a great job syncing the sounds. Really proud of Jason Martin. Really proud of that guy. Not only has he grown as a producer, but as an artist, and his expectation and his eagerness to expand in a correct way, being very smart about the business. I think, you know, that Nipsey energy is strong in that graduating class. They're all there. Problem of Jason Martin, he had the luxury of being from that class, but also having the beginnings in ours. So he was around us when he was little, right?
Little middle generation.
Right. And then when he came into adulthood, that was his class. So now they all winning right now. And he right there in step, you know?
Dog, the West in general, dog.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be real here, dog. So like, you saying where music's at now, right? I do love the sound and the direction that it seems to be headed, dog. Do you feel Kendrick versus Drake was like the final catalyst to push it in that direction? Because that was like, Drake's been winning for fucking 15 years, dog, right? And everybody that listens and knows, we all know what Kendrick is and what he can fucking do, right? I think for the most part, people thought Drake was just gonna come out completely victorious and Meek Mill Kendrick. And that did not fucking happen, bruh.
Right.
We seen what happened.
Right. David and Goliath.
It was David and Goliath, and the Super Bowl was the celebration at the funeral, right? So do you feel like that was a huge turning point in the future of this thing of ours?
I think that was, you got to be careful, because even from the days of gladiators, right? People love seeing blood. People love seeing people get punched in the face.
Yep.
Right? It's like in our nature. So in our era, we lost Tupac, Biggie, countless others.
Yep.
Like, so whenever I see something of that magnitude happening, the first thing I think about is who's gonna die.
Yep.
It's just part of the thing. But what happened there was different. Let's take Drake and let's take Kendrick out of it. And let's put the David and Goliath aspect of what we're talking about. And then it was become popularity versus skill.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
Popular music. Girls singing it, kids singing it, your pets singing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows
5
it.
commercials with different
what I'm
versions
saying?
of the jingle. Yeah.
Your face is on everything.
Yep.
Shampoo bottles.
For sure.
You know, cookie snacks. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking
Cereal
posters.
boxes.
You know, hand lotion. You know what I'm saying? Like you're everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's this skilled MC, right? I think that kind of gave people a different route. Right now, group thinking for some reason is the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Group thinking.
Yes.
Like going with the herd.
No matter what.
Like everybody's going this way. Oh, I'm going this way.
yeah.
I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never been that. I'd be like, oh, that's stupid. Like, I even though it may be like hard to walk over here, I really rather be over here because at least there's some fucking water and like real people.
For sure. And now you guys are over there, there's more room over here.
Yeah, exactly. So I've never been afraid to kind of step outside the box. And so, you know, I look at what Kendrick is doing, and I feel like, I said this before, but I feel like you don't pick a fight with somebody who really likes to fight.
Yeah,
you know
dog.
what I'm saying? Like, when he punches himself in the face.
Oh, yeah, dog. He's already bleeding out of the nose.
Don't fight people who really like to fight.
Yeah.
And so Kendrick really likes to fight. You know what I'm saying? And he's in the environment that he comes from. He's the voice of a generation of very strong, gang-related culture and roots that don't have the voice to articulate the way he can. But you know what I'm saying? And so that was what we saw. We saw that, and the fact that Kendrick has had the success he had. Now let me clarify this: Drake is a phenomenal artist.
100%.
Kendrick is a phenomenal artist, but they're two different worlds.
Completely. They couldn't be more different.
Two different worlds.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And now people are trying to pick sides or shit on here and that. I mean, like, it's not boxing, and it's not wrestling, the World Wrestling Federation.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the music. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick is not. Drake is not done.
No.
He's not dead. Kendrick did not kill the man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's no cases.
Yeah. Like,
there's no cases.
Like, he's one song away from being right back where he was.
I mean, still the most streamed artist.
Bro,
Dog.
He one song or one hit away from being right back where he was.
Yeah.
And, the perfect ending to this story, and I doubt it would happen, but maybe it will because the world is crazy. Is to down the years, maybe they have a sit down and talk about it, like when Isaiah did with motherfucking Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like
those two still seem to hate each other, dog.
Yeah.
Like Nas and Jay, maybe.
Yeah, but down the line, maybe getting some clarity on what their mind state was
in that
time, if they can come to peace. I'm not saying they should do kumbaya, get together, and make a fucking jam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get down the line, and then maybe, before both of them are not with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get to have that connection, and that would be the man thing to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To bring some clarity to it, because all of our beefs have it really ended in death. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't get to hear people come back together and be like, yo, this was, rarely do you get to see it.
Yep.
That would be nice. That's my wish for all of that situation.
And I think you got a perfect eye on it because, you come from a camp that is not new to beef.
Oh, yeah. No.
I was looking for the right word, dog.
Yeah.
Like, that's not an alien territory
not
for you
new
guys,
to it.
dog.
We enjoy it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's a festive activity.
Yeah, bro. Matter of fact, on the way over here, dog, I was listening to that My Name record with Eminem. Bro, you and that motherfucker got some crazy ass records together, bro. No joke.
We can never do those records today. Are you kidding me? Have you heard some of the shit we said on them records?
Fuck yeah, dog. I still listen, bro.
Oh my God.
I'm saying, like, dog. It's but to see now, it's interesting for me as a complete fan perspective, dog. Because when you came down here, I don't know, it was like 6 months ago or whatever when we listened to the album. I didn't get a chance to tell you, but I had just got back from Cali, right? And M had dropped The Death of Slim Shady, right? Yeah. So that was the whole Cali trip. That's what I was on, bro. We went to the pop-up over that Complex did. They had the funeral services. Yeah. So, like, I'm listening to that, right, as a fucking fan. I'm just sitting there like, holy shit, this is fucking insane, dog.
His
the concept, you know what I'm saying?
He's the Antichrist.
Yeah.
It was like the devil came to Michigan.
Man was spazzing the whole album. Like, the lyrical ability of him still where he has... You guys don't have to do this anymore, dog. Yeah. Like, you guys have proven enough. Like, this is like some victory lap shit, but it doesn't feel like a victory lap because you guys are still so much in love with the craft, dog. Right. So I get back from Cali, and I'm fresh off like, okay, this how this age, this how we going now? Yeah. And I get to sit down and listen to Kingmaker, dog. And I'm sitting there with the same exact... I'm like, oh, all right. Yeah. Y'all ain't ready, dog. Because these motherfuckers right now, it feels like you guys know exactly what you want to say, who you want to say it to, and what you have to say it for.
Absolutely, yeah. With purpose and intent. It's easy. It's the desire to be an MC should everybody should, if you have that in your heart, go for it. But elevate to a place where it feels like effortless. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't have to do it on your spare time, right? And that's where we at, man. I feel like everybody now well, I can speak for myself. I'm not gonna say everybody, but I feel like what makes me feel good about it is that I don't have to chase a sound. I don't want to sound like what's out right now. I don't want to sound like anything that's out right now that other people may be doing. I really can exist pretty well in a regional sound. I could do what I do. I just need to do it really well. Like there's no room for maybes or flip flops. When that shit comes on, and it comes on like motherfucking fireworks.
Yeah.
Right. And you know what to say. You know how to address the beat. You know the cadence, all that. Like that's second nature. So that's why every song has to count. Right. And so that's the way we produce them.
Man, so going off of that, bro, I'm a producer, bro. So what do you listen for? What do you hear for, like, in the first, 30 seconds of the beat? Or you just let that shit play out? Is there something in particular that you're listening for?
You listen to the drums, the potential of what can be there. Not just what's there. Like, ooh, that shit was super sound. Or I like that piece of it. Like being able to find exactly what you're looking for and finding your sound. I tell artists all the time, find your sound. Know when you hear a beat come on, you can hear yourself on it.
Yeah.
If you kind of like, man, I don't know, well, nigga, find another beat.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can rap to it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not passionate about what the fuck you're doing. If you're not like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Jumping up around like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it makes you feel that, all this is about a transfer of energy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I like that. I gear all my music towards live performance. Every single one. Even the slow ones, even the introspective records. I know my audience is going to be live. I've never been a top radio guy. I've never been, top 40, all that. But I've sold a lot of records. I've done a lot of shows. And I know that my audience comes and has that engagement with me. Not through the phone. The algorithm is fine.
In real life.
We know how to do that. But really, what translate is that live interaction and giving a fuck about them enough to do a hell of a show.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? When I come off stage still, I'm sweat because I'm out there rocking with the crowd. I'm not too cool to perform. I'm not too cool to motherfucker. Nigga, I ain't messing up my kicks. I'm barely rapping. You just can't barely hear me. Y'all feeling good out there?
Fuck no.
I actually seen a clip where you're with the
fucking
band.
way.
You got a band now too?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Dope.
Yeah, I'm trying to elevate. Like people have seen me do DJ sets all the time, but when it permits, I'm bringing the band. And that's a whole nother level. Now I get to dig in my catalog and do songs that I'd never had the instrumentals to, and we dragging it out, and the motherfucking the transitions is cracking, and
it's nothing like
you know
that,
what I'm saying, and it's stopping and popping, and the crowd going crazy, and hit him with another one. Oh,
nothing like that, bro.
Oh man, I love it. I still love it. It doesn't feel like work to me. I look forward to it.
I can see the passion.
Yeah,
I can tell.
Yeah, and that's what we doing tomorrow. Like I haven't done a show here. I don't know. I haven't done a show here. It's in a long time. I think like Sunshine Music Hall has been
I can
like
tell you one that I went to.
Yeah.
It was you. It was M. It was the Eminem show tour, and it was at Tingley Coliseum. And Ludacris was on it.
Correct. That's right.
And I started a fucking massive mosh pit during Throw Them Bows. That was me, dog. Bam! That shit cracked off, bro.
When he walked out there with them big ass.
Bam! Yup. So that's, I don't know if that was your last one, but if it was,
I'm pretty sure that was the last time.
Brother, that was 20, fuck, dog. That was a long, that was 20 some years ago, dog. Even more, maybe.
Well, I mean, to be back here, getting ready to tear it down tomorrow, I actually requested a little extra time from the promoter. I'm gonna speak to, and I'm gonna get to speak to the people. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck with that.
Yeah. Because I think they need to, just like here. I think it's one thing to hear about what was said. It's one thing to speculate on how I feel. But when I get up on that stage, I feel a sense of a strength and just like a power, you know what I'm saying, that drives me, and that really, I've always had it, and now I can't wait to like give this to the people that, you know, like I started like on, you know, my beginnings here on KUNM and fucking calling myself Xzibit A and running around with cello and fucking, you know, chasing Selena Lucas and all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, trying to hustle and like it's a full circle moment.
Completely.
To be able to, okay, so look, y'all, it took me a minute, but I got there.
Yep.
Now check this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna feel good.
I can't wait to fucking. I can't wait. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be kicking someone in the face with success tomorrow, dog, for sure, bruh. For sure.
Give it a little space. I'm gonna be kicking people in the face
with success.
Yeah, give it a little space. Oh, with success.
Yeah, dog. Man, so talking about music,
it's like that YG record that came out. I got raped. By all
like, wait, where's this shit going, dog?
Yeah. That fucked me out. I was like,
where's this going? All right. Yeah.
Okay, YG, you got me, my nigga.
You saved it, dog.
Yeah, you killed it.
Man, talking about music, dog, on the way over here, I was thinking to myself, because, you know, we always ask top 5, you know, who's your top 5 dead or alive, and everybody's got their own list or whatever. But I had another question that crossed my mind, brother, while I was driving over here about music. If you could collaborate with anybody, bro, any artist, dead or alive, right now, who would it be?
Any artist, dead or alive?
Anybody.
Fuck. I don't know, man. You know the weird shit about this journey that I've been on is that I've been pretty much able to kind of work with
who you wanted?
The people that I fucking want to work. I got songs with Chuck D. Like, the fuck? What? You know what I'm saying? Like,
fucking crazy, dog.
I just did a song last night with Pharoah Monch.
That's fucking insane, bro.
Like I bought Organized Confusion CDs, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't show these niggas that I feel this way. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. But inside, you're still like, oh, shit.
Oh, Pharoah Monch right there. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Stress, kill, destroy. I am talking like, you know, like it's been weird, but dead or alive, man, I don't know. I'm still collaborating.
Any genre. Doesn't even have to be hip hop.
Oh, Janis Joplin.
Ooh,
Janis Joplin?
Interesting.
Take another little piece of my heart now, baby. Come on, bro. You know what's crazy?
Both of our voices sound like Brillo
I was about to
pads.
say that,
You know what I'm saying?
dog.
Like,
Your guys' vocal inflection kind of matches a little bit.
Both of our shit sound like motherfucking gravel and motherfucking cigarettes.
Joplin.
Like, yeah.
And the central bus.
Son, I didn't want to be in my heart now, baby. Let this motherfucker go. Oh, shit. To the studio.
Dog.
AI is our friend.
Man, I seen a video with Kanye, bro, and they're just like it looks like a fucking parking garage on a fold-up table, but he's playing some verse back, and it's some other dudes, and then he goes, all right, watch, make it my verse, and then he does it, and then it's fucking Kanye's verse, bro.
And it's all AI.
I know.
It's all AI,
I know.
He dropped a new album. I mean, I'm not speculating or anything, but like.
It is.
You guys I guess it is. But like, do you think that AI is like involved in any of that shit, or is that all? Because it sounds a little different than what his sound, bro. Anything.
Okay. So I'm gonna answer that, and I have a very strong answer.
Okay.
If we don't get ahead of this now, if we don't make it a fucking law where it says on the package, just like they got the parental warning.
Oh yeah.
AI generated.
100%.
Or human generated. Authentic human recording.
That's crazy. We got to even think that.
If we don't make that a law, then everything creatively, because everything starts with music. When music became free, now the same thing that happened to music happened to movies.
Yep. Just took a little longer.
It's a domino effect.
Yeah.
So if we don't make it a requirement, if you used any kind of AI generation for writing, editing, filming, image creating, it has to have that AI on it. I don't give a fuck if it's 1 word, 2 words, 10 words, one edit, the AI generated. Completely separate the two, so that way, if you can get an album and it says AI generated and it's some kid from Arkansas and he got the voice of Jay-Z, but he may be able to write like Jay-Z, and he got a whole Jay-Z album. Yeah, that's fine. That's entertaining. If you want to listen to that, you can do that. But it can't interfere with the real Jay-Z.
Yes.
Yeah.
It can't.
No.
So that's where I think that. Look, I don't know what AI is going to do. Some people think it's going to bring on the Terminator. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
They're gonna.
I don't know. Yeah. And some people think it's going to, but AI is, not the answer for everything. We're already lazy as fuck as a people.
This is gonna make it worse.
Right? It's going to make it worse. Now you don't have to think. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, come on, guys. Yeah. Pretty soon we're going to be like, I need the ass wiper 3000. Like, come on, wipe your ass.
We're just gonna be sitting in a room, bro, thinking for us. Our ass gonna get wiped.
No,
be a machine sucking your dick. It's gonna be wild.
Yeah, we're gonna have the goggles.
Yeah.
We're gonna have the dick sucker 560.
Got 5,000. Yeah.
The little century touch. Some will be more expensive than others. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Yeah.
a South Park
You
episode,
know?
bro.
Yeah.
But
I
people are
agree.
trying to plug in. You know what I'm saying? Like we used to have house phones.
Yep.
Right? The phone was in the wall.
Yep.
Somebody wants to call you, you got to walk over to the phone.
And the cord wasn't long either. My
Now
mom
that
watching every
motherfucker
combo.
unplugged itself, hopped in some shit and walked over to us. And now, okay, oh shit, it's right here.
Cool.
We can take it with us in our pocket. Oh, great. Now that motherfucker then hopped onto your watch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now it's in your ear.
Now this
You know what I'm
motherfucker
saying?
taking us with it.
And now the nigga's trying to put the shit in your head.
Yep.
So, do with that information what you will. But notice that motherfucker got up and walked over to us.
Yep.
I don't know. With no legs.
For sure, dog.
I don't know if this is good. You know what I'm saying?
It's slippery, dog. Like exactly like you said. It's the domino effect.
Right.
It happened with music, right? And then it took away, obviously, the cost of it. It took away the value in some people's eyes. I feel like shit like this, if not utilized correctly, and we don't use it as we're not in charge here, it's gonna further take away from that, dog.
Okay, so here's the difference between, I know what you're saying, but the difference is, who's to say that AI, which is a intelligence that learns. Okay, we stopped writing cursive. Like, well, we're not here to learn.
Nope.
We're here to be, convenience. We're giving up our freedom for convenience,
We are.
right? Freedom to think, free will,
I know.
choices, options,
all this stuff.
Right. And so now this thing is gonna fucking get smarter than us, and way smarter than us, and now it's babysitting us.
Yep.
And what if that thing decides, I'm tired of babysitting?
Yeah. These guys are getting dumb. These guys are getting dumber and dumber by the second.
Yeah, you know what? How about we just
Control Alt Delete.
Yeah.
See y'all motherfuckers later.
Now there's only like 15 humans. We got this. You know what I'm saying?
We can control them.
There's only like 15 humans. We'll make them fuck every 15 years, and then we'll make 15 more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. And we've seen how easy that sheep mentality is.
Absolutely.
So if AI gets ahead of us and they're like, okay, cool, we're way ahead of the pack. Now we're going to steer this narrative. We control what these motherfuckers are going to think and do, for sure.
Right. And then all things fall apart. There's nobody's working. Everyone with idle time.
Yep.
What they say about idle time. It's the devil's playground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And they can't remember.
There's this programming mentality. I could talk about that for a long time because I'm a very spiritual person, right? And I've gotten in touch with that side of myself. Not religious. Religion and politics are too fucking...
They're gross.
Yeah. It's just too violent. That's why I like gangster rap. It's
way better, dog.
It's
way
easier.
better.
Way
But
easier.
listen, I've seen more people get along in that situation
come on.
than I have with religion and
Now look,
politics.
now
It's
look,
clear line.
yes, some people
The
get
lines are
hurt,
clear.
but I mean, there are more car accidents than...
Way
than-
more.
Yeah, that kill
Way more
people
people
than-
get hurt with religion. Bro, I've seen people go to the grave not liking each other because they supported a president that they didn't support.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you guys fucking nuts?
Yeah. And they don't like either of you.
Either.
Yeah.
Fuck both y'all motherfuckers. I could give a shit less.
Yeah, wait till they find out that they call y'all niggas too. You're poor, nigga.
Like,
No matter what color your skin is. Wait till they find out they're the niggas too.
like, you poor. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
All right, my brother. So when does Kingmaker
Okay, so look.
hit the streets?
We supposed to drop on the 28th. We pushed it, had some administrative things we had to button up, especially with the last records that came on the album. I'm okay with that. My apologies for everybody that was looking forward to the 28th. But again, I'm not gonna put this shit out until all my T's are crossed and my I's are dotted. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that. You will not be disappointed. But I've been really like excited to drop this record. So yeah, I was disappointed. I got over it. I just know that the physicals are going to be ready for this album. Greenback Records. Shout out Conor McGregor. Shout out the whole team.
That shit's wild as fuck, dog.
We made cassettes. We
Damn,
made
you
CDs.
hit cassette CDs?
We made vinyl.
Hell yeah, bro. Whole package.
Dude, my merch shit is about to be crazy. I'm
dope.
bringing all that shit back. You know what I'm saying? Boom boxes. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the
Like
shit, bro.
Like hoodies, like jackets, Letterman jackets. Like I'm really excited to put this body of work out, and then I like push my calendar for like 3 years. That's how much touring and support I'm gonna give to working these projects, and then putting out new music after it.
That's so dope,
right?
bro.
Not to get ahead of myself, I'm really excited about Kingmaker, but there's already a Serial Killers album ready to go. There's already,
Let's go.
There's a Kingmaker Deluxe ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how shit works. I know people like to flood the algorithm, but I'd rather have quality over quantity.
1000%.
So I've been lining it up so that when I start shooting, it's Rambo.
Quality and quantity.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope, dog.
It's gonna be ready.
I can't wait, bro. I mean, like I said, I already got a glimpse. I can't wait to see the reaction, because this shit fucking hard. I was gonna tell y'all this shit hard, bro.
I think, and I say this very humbly, I think people are gonna be caught off guard.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to my other records, there's moments there, right? And we've had some really big moments and some ones that I had to learn from. But this record, I think what people hear in my voice and the clarity of it and the skill level that we trying to bring with the production and the writing and the features, it's really well put together. And I haven't had an album like this. Like, from top to bottom, everything that is on this album, from the very first note all the way to the last, I went through this thing and made sure that it's exactly the way I want it.
That's fucking
exactly the way it's supposed to be. The mixes are fantastic. There's no, I go back and listen to some of my other albums and be like, man, I was high, I was fucked up. That shit sound crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Did you sit in on a lot of the mixing sessions? For this?
Every single moment.
Dope.
I birthed this motherfucker like a child. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You can tell, dog.
Yeah,
you can hear
it.
You can hear it.
Because I haven't heard, I haven't heard, where I could push myself. You know what I'm saying? Like this is me. Like okay, cool. Like when Neo was in the Matrix and he stopped the bullets. Like,
You're right there.
like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
So you're gonna hit him with that quick little flex, bend the motherfucking walls and everything, jump in that bitch.
Nah, I'm shooting up in the rain.
Oh, you going straight in the
yeah,
flame?
in the rain.
Yup. Slow motion hits bad. Yeah.
That's the release day. But I'm excited, bro. Like, I can't wait for the world to hear it too.
I'm excited, brother. Hey, I'm excited because guess what? We get to listen to it when we turn these fucking cameras off.
Yeah.
So you know what? I think it might be about that time,
Let's
dog.
do that. Roll up,
hey,
man.
X, my brother.
Thank you, brother.
All love,
Come on, man,
always,
man.
dog.
Thank you, guys.
Man, thank you, bro. Thank you for pulling up, man.
All right, my guys. You guys ready to get the fuck up out of here or what?
Yeah.
Until next time, respect the connect.
Yeah.
Peace.
Let's go get some taco burgers.
Let's go.
Thicker than